Hello, this is Brock with Tech Leverage, and we're going to be taking a look at this HEC 6C series mid-tower ATX case. Now first off, I want to point out that the box is really thin. And we'll take a look. I'd already opened it, but you can see that the box took some damage. Very thin cardboard. Give you 2 foam inserts and a bag to go around the case. Alright, now I already disassembled the case. We'll take a look at everything here, the ins and outs. Let's start off from the top and we'll work our way down. Here we got the power supply. Now, it has a large 3.3 volt and 5 volt area, 28 amps and 30 amps. Now, the 12 volt rail is only 18 amps, so please bear that in mind when you are building a computer. It may not handle everything you need. Now, going down, we have a 80mm fan that comes with the case. It's the only fan that comes with the case. It does have mounting screws for a 90 or a 120. Now, let's look at the cables hanging down here. It is a 20+4. I do want to note that the cables are not the same length in some situations. It does have a 4-pin CPU power. The very long cables here all have your Molex. There are 4 Molex total, and there are 3 SATAs with one little one attached to one of the SATAs. You can see that the cables aren't fully bundled, so they are kind of spaghettied in here. They did include a secondary cable that you can attach to the Molex that would give you a 6-pin PCIe for a video card, but this being only a 12 volt 18 amp rail, not real trusting if you have a lot of stuff going on in this case. Of course, they included your USB and front audio connections, and of course your power reset and hard drive light. Now, I went ahead and threw in a optical drive. That way you kind of see how much room there is in here. There is room for 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you have the desire, you can fill that up. Underneath here we have our 3.5-inch base. Only one is usable, the top one. This bottom one here is being used for our front panel connections right here. Swing back around. I threw in a hard drive so you can kind of see the overall length we got here. I did some measurements here. You could fit a standard Radeon 6870. You can't really fit the full size cards, the really long ones, so that's not a good idea. You can put a 80, 90, or 120 millimeter fan in the front. It will give you room. There's plenty of room there. It won't hit the hard drive. There is 3 hard drive spots. And there's also some mounting spots down here at the bottom if you want to include an SSD. Now, the front of the case here, you can see, well, kind of maybe, there's little clips there, got one there, and one there. The front of the case here is just snapped on, and when you remove pieces from the front, so we'll move around here to the optical bay, it was set in there, and you snap it out, and then everything is kind of recessed in there. So bear that in mind when you're taking a look. It's got a very glossy finish, very susceptible to your fingerprints and everything. Of course, you got your power, your reset, hard drive indicator, to a USB and mic and headphone. Move around to the back of the case here so you can see it. It's got a black finish on the power supply. going down. Of course, there's the fan, the I/O area, and of course all your expansion slots down there. Now on the back side here, you can see not a whole lot going on. You do have some cable management options just in this area alone. There isn't a whole lot back behind the plane, and you couldn't move any cables up and down it anyways. Back around on the front side here, you can look back in the back, and if you wanted to do an aftermarket CPU cooler, please be careful. They included nubs for your motherboard standoff, and there is no room here for a large backplane on those CPU coolers, so please be careful of that. Other than that, that was a look at the HEC 6C series mid-size ATX case.